What's going on, guys? Jason back in the basement. I'm here editing some photos, and I wanted to talk about a new camera that I'm testing out that been experimenting with lately. And at some point, I'll share some photos of what that camera can do. But some of you already know that I'm a fan of digicams, especially a premium digicam that has a great lens, great handling, good features and things like that. Not just the old camera just for the sake of a camera, but like something unique about it. Maybe it's the size, maybe it's a bright aperture lens, maybe it's a flip screen, something about it that makes it unique and premium that to this day could stand up better than something like your phone. I don't like to take photos with my phone. I don't mind doing videos with my phone. I think it does well for that because usually with videos you're hands off and you're just literally just holding the phone and it's recording. Even if you're doing it in auto, that's fine. But I like to control things manually as much as possible. And with video, you really just kind of set it to what you need and you kind of forget about it. But with photography, things change on the fly, and there's really no true ergonomic advantage to holding a phone. It's smaller, so already with you, but other than that, it's not a fun experience. And some would say, they don't want to carry stuff, so a phone is really convenient for photos. But for me, I always carry a bag, a small bag, something I can throw over me, to carry some extra things, especially in this day and age where we have phones, power banks, cables. I'm also a dad of a young daughter, so she's going to want to have stuff. So you often already need a bag anyway, so why not carry a better camera? Even if it's not that big, carry a better camera. So I digress. So what is that camera? Well, it is this. It's a Nikon P7800. I guess this is a point and shoot, but what's unique about this point and shoot is that it has a 28-200 zoom lens, 1/17 inch sensor, so bigger than your phone sensor, but not as big as a 1-inch sensor. So, but it also has a f2 to f4 variable aperture lens. So it's bright, fairly bright for what it is. I looked at this and found a great deal on it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna jump on it. Because when I looked at it, it was kind of like the same size as like a small mirrorless camera, like a Micro Four Thirds body. But it had unique features, like for one, flip screen. That's unique, right? Got this, very angled screen. It's got 2 control dials, so it's got one in the front. It actually got 3. One here, one in the back, right here where your thumb is, and then it's got the scroll wheel right there. So lots of controls, and even lots of buttons. We've got 2 function buttons, so there's one in the front right there, one on the top right here. All right, so it just seems just like you can control it, built-in flash. Don't use that much. You got a hot shoe right there. Full manual control. So, all the PASM dial with the manual option. So that appealed to me. And one unique feature for something from this era of camera that I thought was very, very unique. And not even sure I'm going to use it, but the fact that it had it amongst all the other things I really thought were cool was that it has a mic input. Super, super unique. 3.5 inch plug. So you could technically vlog with this camera. It has 1080p 30, which is exactly what I shoot these videos on my Fuji XS10. So this is a smaller version of that camera. Flip screen, 1080p 30, mic input. Now obviously the sensor, not even close. You're going from APS-C to this small 1/17. But a camera like this, you got to feed it light, right? For me, a 28-200 lens is a good camera as a companion lens to, say, an APS-C sensor camera that I would use indoors. So this would be like my outdoor bright light, camera for family fun, documenting what's around me when I don't want to use it for anything professional, whatever that means. And I don't want to carry a bunch of lenses, right? So I'll have my APS-C, say my Fuji X-T2, I have it with a prime 27 or 23 or 16 and shoot all my wide stuff, and then this could do my telephoto work, right? Or sometimes, I just go, when I do my photo walks for myself, sometimes I just take a small point and shoot, and I just take something like this in my bag and I just shoot and just have fun, shoot black and white, really create some artistic shots and go crazy with it. So it's all about having fun. And I think with photography being so democratized now, everyone has a camera, literally, because we have phones. But I think now the difference in our photography is going to be the output. It's not going to be the gear holding us back at all. It's going to be the output, how we shoot, how we want to share it, what are we shooting for. I personally sit squarely in the enthusiast as well as a professional. So when I shoot enthusiast stuff, this would be a camera which I would consider enthusiast, right? I'm just shooting for fun. It's not about max resolution. It's not about any of those other things. It's about documenting a memory, documenting a scene, showing where I was. And I think what we forget is that photography ages way better than video. When we think about video, the advances of video just constantly just become bigger and bigger. We got, years ago, it was 1080p was the thing, then it became 4K, then it was 4K 60 and 4K 120 to do slow motion, and then, now we got cameras that are shooting 6K and 8K. And that's all good because those are resolutions, right? So at that point, kind of like having higher resolution cameras, you can crop in and stuff. But if you have to recognize what you need and what you're actually doing. A lot of times, I think about this. This is a 12 megapixel backside illuminated sensor. I'm probably not going to crop too much because I would lose resolution. But even if I did, if I'm only going to print a 4x6 from it, it doesn't really matter how much the resolution is, right? As long as it's above 2 megapixels, maybe 4, you're going to get decent resolution as long as you didn't shoot high ISOs. And I'm shooting outdoors primarily with these small sensors. It's not going to matter. So I think we have to think about all these old gems that have been made over time. And I think they got forgotten because we've kind of always demanded more from manufacturers, when we didn't realize that we were sitting on things that were already good. So I'm kind of in the mindset that, let's go back and discover these old gems if they're still available, and really renew our senses to the photography journey that we're on, and appreciate that everyone is shooting with their phone. The phone has a very, very small sensor. And all of these phones, most of them maxing out at 12 megapixels. There were cameras like this that came out that are way better at photography, at strict photography, than your phone. Outside of being a little bit bigger and chunkier to carry. But if you got a bag with you, listen, every woman has a bag, that's for sure. And nowadays, most guys are carrying bags because we got more stuff to carry too. So there's no reason to get not to get an old gem, good old gem and carry that around. Like something like this. This is an old Samsung EX2F. It's got a 1.4 aperture. That's amazing. 24 to 80 millimeters. That's a standard zoom in your pocket with a fast aperture, shoots RAW, has a vari-angle screen for different angles to do selfies, just more control. You got dials and buttons, so if you're into that, to me, that's just really cool. I mean, hey, that's just me. But yeah, I'm gonna get off my rant right now. I kind of went off topic here, but yeah, Nikon P7800, really cool camera. I'm gonna be testing this out. Great ergonomics. That's what I would add last. Great ergonomics. It really just has a good grip, really good grip, good thumb grip in the back. It's not too heavy, but at the same time, it's not too light. I think this is body style. Damn near perfect here, you know. If this had a 1-inch sensor and they made like another version with a 1-inch sensor and a 24 to 70, 1.8 to 2, 2.5, that would have been a great camera, you know. Small gem right there. All right, I'm off.